welcome to West Coast Custom Concrete's new video. Thanks for checking it out. This is a barn burner. You guys are going to love this. No, this will have a good watch time on it. This is floating steps with a sidewalk, a driveway, a little like cubby hole right here to the right, new entryway here. This is in San Diego. I went down there. The people called me and I stayed down there for about 6-7 days. I brought my S70 and my dump trailer and I demoed everything out. I didn't pump it. I had a guy down here pump it. So we're going to be setting everything up here. We pour like, I don't know, 90% of it the first day. I mean the first pour, excuse me, on Monday. So I showed up on a Sunday night, went to the hotel. We worked Monday, Tuesday. Rain was coming on the radar for Wednesday, Thursday. So I just said, let's just take off and come back Monday. So we all took off. I came back Sunday night. And then we poured a bunch of it, except 2 steps. Wait till you see the floating steps on this job and the difference we made with the job we did on this. It's just unbelievable, the transformation. So we're getting all the elevations, all the water. It's pretty cut and dry as far as water drainage. And then a bunch of our guys, Javier and our guys, were on a commercial pour. So I asked the neighbors, see him standing over there, Renee, shout out to you, bro. He brought me a bunch of finishers and setup guys, and one of the setup guys had a pump too, which is really rare. It was like Anthony 2.0, but I had him pump it. I didn't have to go get it, so I was like, thank God. I just brought my S70 and my trailer, and then my friend Greg brought it home. So I just had my truck there because at the hotel it was really tight. They let me put my trailer and stuff there, and the neighbors let us use their garage and driveway also, which really helped. And this was the best client I've ever had in 25 years. Shout out to them. They wanted to be anonymous and not say their name, and you got to be respectful of that, but they were awesome. That's Nieto Pumping, that guy right there. He brought his pump. He helped us set it up, and then he brought a bunch of finishers, and they were all lights out. 2 or 3 of these guys were just nails. Wow. You'll see when you see the steps, the final steps here. So we're setting up Javier and Kevin are setting up the floating steps. We got the walkway and the driveway set up. So as you've seen before, you can only pour every other step when you pour floating steps. So you got to set up 2, pour it, come the next day, strip it, set up, which takes half a day, and then pour again. So it's like 5 days on a set of steps. It's crazy, but that's the way it is. And we always underkey the sidewalk and pour up underneath it just to tie it in where nothing can move. There's operation there. That's my S70. And when I came to bid the job, I saw on the sidewalk when the owner and I walked up to the house, I saw the efflorescence that came through the ground, so I knew it was really terrible soil. So I put down a thick yellow plastic and I put base over it so it wouldn't flow through. It almost looks like salt almost coming through, like white stuff. It didn't come through on the driveway because they had an awesome base. It was obviously poured separately, and they put sand on the driveway, like about 4 inches of sand. So that was good over there. And I looked at the old existing concrete, and there was none of that on the driveway, just the walkway. And the walkway looked original. Now here's the tricky here is setting these up and getting elevation right. And the top one, we float the whole top walkway, and it's about 15 feet probably. So these look so awesome. And like I was saying before, I want to get to the point where I only do floating steps. I do about 15, 20 sets of them a year. And I'm the man doing them. Just like YouTube, I'm the only one that posts this kind of stuff. I got another set I'm doing Monday. This is Friday. And he said, I don't see anyone else posting this stuff, man. And I throw numbers, and to some people, they'd be like, wow, but I get it 99% of the time. Because I know how to do this stuff, and I know how to set it up and manage it, use the right mixes. This set looks, this is one of my favorite sets for the distance and the elevation that we actually had to do. This is a really, really good another set on my Rolodex there on my YouTube. Here's the first day we're pouring. It's all set up. So we're going to pour the driveway, the walkway, all the concrete except 2 steps on this day. And it came to about 11 yards. We poured it up. But to be the best out there, you got to put the best work up. And to be the best, you got to be better than the man. And there's no one better in West Coast. I mean, you don't even need to mention that anymore, do we? And this was weird because they did things a little different. This crew was badass. Some of these finishers that was in this group. But it was a first round job, and I said bring it out at a 4.5, and they brought it piss wet. It was really weird, and I ordered 3,000, and they brought 35, but it all worked out perfect, and they had fibers in it, and I said just pour the driveway, let it sag, dude, and then we'll rod it. So that's what we did. See it running, but we got a flow line, and this thing comes out. This job's about a 9.9, another really, really nice job, and this is a depiction of West Coast and the level of work that we do and what we're all about. And I was glad I didn't have to go get my pump. Yeah, I really like this job. And you know how when you really like the customer and you really want it to come out perfect, and sometimes it doesn't. This came out really, really good. And we always use adobes and chairs. You just can't see them. They're there. So the rebar is off the ground, and it's going to really work out. And I put expansion foam on the bottom because when the driveway slope like that, all the pressure's at the bottom, and when it shrinks and expands, you can literally get cracks off of it, like little hairlines the next day. So I'm just there with the shovel and these guys, and we're just putting it up against there. And he had a super, really nice garage because he does detailing and stuff. And he had this really expensive rubber flooring in the garage. So he wanted me to put expansion foam up top too, so it separates it from his garage if he ever had to demo the driveway for any reason or vice versa. There's a gap there. And that's Nieto's pumping right there, the dude pumping. He helped me out with a lot of this stuff. I ordered the concrete through him, and he brought it. He hooked up all the finishers. And I met him next door from Renee, the guy who built that whole 800 square foot room addition. And I saw the concrete they poured, and I said, man, that's nice work. My guys are stuck on a commercial job. Can I use some of these guys? And he hooked me up with him, and then he brought the pump and all the guys. So it just worked out perfect, and they were right next door to us. Two or three of them were just lights out like my crew, about the same. So it came out real good. Looks like we got a lot of guys here, but there's a lot of detail. There's a lot of stuff going on. Like down that walkway to the front door, you're going to lose a guy in that little cubby. There's like a little patio. I don't know what you would call it. It was probably 6 by 8. You're going to lose a guy in there with a step coming out. I'll show it later. And there's the man there running the show. And then you got to lose a guy up the walkway, one up farther in the entrance, 2 guys on the floating steps, and 2 on the driveway. So basically, directly I had 6 guys finishing here. But that's what you need. This isn't some other state where it's a mag float, bowl float, mag floated, and broom it, and it looks like crap. You can't do that stuff here. This is top notch. When you see the job, it speaks for itself. It's the highest quality, the highest level of residential concrete you're going to get. No matter what anyone wants to believe or think, it's just the way it is. Don't ask me why, but it's just the way it is. It's not bragging if you back it up. I mean, my customers love it. And they say right when I heard you and see your work, you're hired. So anyone who says I'm doing this or that, I don't listen to it. I just keep going. And I want to shout out to my media assistant. She's a senior in high school. Check her out on Instagram, Sydney Ray 05. She's doing an awesome job. We're backlogged 3 or 4 videos, but she's got her senior year and prom coming up and all that. So she's the nicest kid. So back her up on Instagram. And when she graduates, she'll be knocking them out 1 or 2 a week. But right now, we got to deal with what we got. And the next video will be a pump job. I got a sidewalk. I got another floating steps. I got a bunch of stuff she's going to catch up on for me when she can. But she has prom and senior year and tests and stuff. So we're doing what we can do. We're working a lot. And she'll be doing all the filming and editing for me. And I'm going to be doing a different style you guys are going to dig. I'm going to have a microphone on me so you can actually hear me running the show, what I say to the drivers, the customer, what I say to my guys. You'll hear everything basically the way I operate because I'm going to have a microphone on this summer. I probably won't be doing too many voiceovers, unless it's really detailed stuff, and I can go over it on a voiceover or whatever people seem to like that want to learn this stuff. I'll do it whichever way they like it better, either the voiceover or the mic. Well, I'll probably do more of the mic. I'll show my saltwater life, my beach life, snorkel, scuba diving, stuff like that, spearfishing, body surfing, all the girls at the beach. I'll show it all this summer. I'm generally kind of private where I don't really show that part of my life, but some of it, because my media girl is going to be with me and we're going to be bike riding, all the stuff we do, so she'll have the camera, and then I'd be more opposed to do it. But for me to carry a camera and she's in school and do it, I just didn't see the point. So I'll do that all this summer. It'll just be the awesomest channel, one of the best channels out there, the way I'm going to do it. There's the two steps for the floating steps right there. So we got the top sidewalk floating, then one below it, and then this one, then this one. So we have 4 floating on here, and it's hard to tell, and a lot of people and customers don't understand it. Like the homeowners were looking at this saying, how does this work when we're at this point? And I said, when we set up the next part tomorrow, you'll visually understand exactly. And then they're going to put fake grass in all the way around it and all the way up the runway where the guy's bull floating, and then black rock, I believe, around the steps. And then they're going to landscape this. He's going to landscape designer where this little dirt area is here. There's going to be really cool, something cool there. And then in the floating steps, we put opposite planters. So you're going to get a really nice. I'm going to come back and refilm this, is what I'm saying, with the fake grass, artificial turf. And he's not going to put the cheap stuff. He'll put the good stuff in. Black rock around the steps. It should be really, really nice. See this? This is all synchronized, like in concert. Everybody on these jobs, nobody's working hard, nobody's dirty. Everybody has a certain itinerary that they do. This guy's going to edge, one guy's going to bow float. They already know who's going to do the screeding. When you look at these my jobs compared to anybody else, you can see the difference in the synchronicity in the way that it rolls. This is the highest end, and the highest end customers understand that. They're watching this just saying, your videos are flawless, and that's what I'm going after. I'm going after work. I'm trying to become huge doing floating steps, and I'm going to do some huge ones, and God willing, I'll get it. It's going pretty good. I got this set here I just did, and I'm doing another set Monday. So I believe I have 4 or 5 sets on social media, maybe. I'm not sure. I got to check into it. And here we're using a Fresno. We're just sealing it up. It was really nice concrete. It was good. Everything was good. I got a little hot with these guys, and Javier told me to back off, so I backed off because, we're in a county, San Diego, where, if you start pissing people off, they could just say, screw this guy and do a half-ass job and leave. So he was right. I just backed off, but they were good for sure. This guy too. These guys, the whole crew. Look at the tools. Look, check out the Fresno, and he just put some weights on it, and then later he puts a couple of them on it when he goes up higher. But him and this other dude just killed it. They all killed it. Here they're jointing it up. And to the right, see that little step right there? There's like a little patio thing there with a hose and stuff. And then we're steel troweling it up, sealing it up. This is a broom finish. He wanted me to do whichever way I wanted to do it. Either the broom, the sand finish. I just picked a light broom because I really, for some reason, it goes really well with the floating steps. And here's our 1 yard cleanup. So I told him, bring this out, not like the last load, bring this at a 3.5, a 4, and we'll drop a couple gallons in it. Because I didn't want any cold joints. I didn't want the shit to crack. And off the planters I'm putting in the steps now, you should want to put a joint off the corners. But I'm just going to roll the dice with more fiber and rebar around the thing and not put it in. Because it looks, I didn't put any joints on these floaters, and it looks so badass. It's stunning. So I'm just going to roll the dice with it. If it does crack off the planter, I mean, what can I do? But this is the look I'm looking for. So I'm trying different techniques and different things and throwing handfuls of the fibers on the corners when I'm pouring. So there's a crap load, and then make like a diagonal around the corner, rebar around it the best I can to see what happens. So No cracks so far. Keep my fingers crossed on this, but these floaters, I really like them. I had them designed with the owner a little different, and I said, wait till Javi gets here, and then he'll go over, and he changed it a little bit, and it was definitely for the better. The way he laid it out, you walk from the street or the sidewalk right here, and you end up on the runway to the front door. I had it over farther, which you would walk up, you'd hit that one sidewalk, make a left, then a right. But the way he did it, he brought it over more, where it was a straight run onto it, which I thought was awesome. Once I noticed it, I'm like, oh, damn, that's better. See, that whole top sidewalk is floating. You'll see when we strip the 4x4. And this should get me, just crap loads more floating steps when they see this. This watch time on this video will be really good because no one will want to click off till the end because the end of this is just nuts. And then I'm going to have to do a revisit where you can see it landscaped and graded correctly and all that. But you got to have the top guys. You can't have any half-assed guys in the group on a pour like this. If you're doing a driveway and you got 5 guys and there's one that's not that good, you could hide them in there. But on this kind of pour, you can't do it. And they know that it's not going to fly. I mean, look at the work. Do you see work like that anywhere? Because I don't. And that's what it's about for me. It's not trying to be famous or live by my life vicariously by how many views or my life went good today because I got a bunch of subs. I couldn't give 2 shits about that stuff, to be honest with you. This is what I do. And I'm bringing it. And the style I do in filming it, it's customer based and it's based for people who want to learn something or can get a good vision of what I'm doing and how we're doing it. You see these morons walking around with a camera on their head. It's like, dude, I just want to slap that thing off their head. They look like idiots. But this is the way I do it, and I have somebody film it. And if you're big time, you can pay somebody to come and film it, which my camera girl will be doing it, but right now I have my buddy doing it, and he splits, or my friend D, the other contractor out there, will grab the camera, and then I grab it or whatever. Depends what I'm doing. Like right now, I'm filming because I'm not pumping or doing anything. Demo days, my buddy Greg does it, the tall blonde guy, or whoever, Javier, whoever's there will film. But I'm gonna have a regular full-time filmer and editor when she graduates, and she's awesome. So don't forget, check out Sydney Ray 05 on Instagram. And shout out to these boys in San Diego. If you guys want to come to California, San Diego is one of the most beautiful cities in the world. And I have been all over. And I absolutely love the place. The food, everything's lights out. It's such an awesome town. It was like going on vacation, I'm hitting golf balls at night. I'm going to the San Diego Zoo after work. I go crash in the hotel. I mean, the food was just, oh my God. It was a good experience. And from this job I did here, everyone in this neighborhood and all over different areas of San Diego I'll probably be back, I'm sure, several times, and I'll go in a heartbeat. It's going to look, you'll really, really get it when it's done. And then when I come back and refilm it, when you see the artificial grass or turf and the rock and the landscaping he does, sort of drizzling on us and the homeowner, which this guy was Johnny on the spot. He was awesome. Got us a tarp and a canopy. Excuse me. We just put up a canopy because it was drizzling, and we were cool. No one wants to work in the mud, and this is some crappy ass clay, man. God dang, expensive. You pick up a shovel of it, it's like 45 pounds. Not so much where Kevin is at, the guy in the green. But up the runway in a lot of these areas, up by Javier, and then that runway to the front door was just straight crap. And this is a setup here. This is how you set this up. If anyone wants to learn how to do these, I do consulting, or you can come out if you want to learn how to pump. I do a lot of consulting for people. And if you want to learn how to do this and bring these where you live, out here it matters. Concrete's not concrete. In some states, it's they say, oh, water's water. Well, would you drink from a toilet? It's water. You know, because that's the work I see on here compared to this. You know, that's how I actually honestly view it. I'm not trying to put anyone down, whatever. Take it for whatever it is. I'm not offended if people don't like me or think I'm arrogant or whatever. I know who I am, so I just keep moving forward. And I've never been so happy in my life as I am now. You know, I'm having a great time. Things are set up nice for me. I just got a house in Huntington, 5-bedroom, and I'm going to try and do some floating steps over there. We just got the keys yesterday, so there's a spot where some floaters going, so I might show you where I live and do the floaters. Check that out. That's the setup, dude. How to set up floating stairs, bro. Floating steps. I want to do a set up a hillside with like 30 of them. Here's the dude's pump. He had a Olin 570 2-foot stroke, just mad dog pump. He had it on idle. I mean, this thing's for pumping, you know, 800-900 feet of hose at a 3-inch slump with a 2-inch line, pumping up vertical. You could go up a high rise with it with steel pipe. It's the sickest pump, but for me, it's big, and you know, he's pumping residential with it. I don't see it, but he said he had a 545 like mine too, but he had this thing on idle. It was just going boom, 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 literally. I pumped a little bit of it, you know. I haven't used any of Olin's new pumps so much. I know all the older ones, but that's a brand new 570. So it's a 70 yard an hour. I asked him, hey, what's that do? Like an 8-minute load? And he said like a 9-minute load. So it'll offload a truck in 8 or 9 minutes with like 250 feet out easy. I mean, you're going to Georgia buggy this? You're going to wheel it? What are you going to do here? Come on, man. Look how professional this is done. There's no one even dirty. You know? Nobody's working that hard. It doesn't have to be hard. You run your business very lean. You buy the equipment that you need. You don't finance any of it. You buy one at a time. You just keep your nose to the grindstone. Be honest. God will always bless you with equipment and what you need and when you need it. So you buy a pump. It drops your money down. You save up and you work hard with it. Then you get another one, or you get a Bobcat or whatever you need, and you just keep going. It's not an overnight process, you know. And if it is an overnight process, it's going to fail because you didn't put the time in. There's a certain gap of time that it takes to learn and know what equipment and to really be schooled about what you do. If you're loaded and your parents buy you all this equipment and you don't know how to run it, you know, it's a joke. If you love doing it, you don't want to just make a living off something. You want to make a difference. You know what I mean? If you find something you love to do, then you're going to be really good at it. Don't finance it. Don't bury it, because you can't control the economy. It goes up and down. But if you own the equipment, you can roll with it. Okay, it's going down. I don't have much overhead. I'm running lean. You know, I have a gang of money. I don't have to work. I can do whatever I want. The last 3 months were slow. And I was getting calls from people left and right asking me, are you slow? Are you slow? Yeah, it's slow. I mean, the interest rates are up on the house. It's slow. And then now I'm just swamped. But I didn't have any of the payments those 3 months. So I just, you know, wrote it out. This job here is, I think, was $34,000. This will $33,000 will get you in San Diego. Took me about, I think, 6 days, 5 days, because of the way you have to do the steps. The next job I'm doing, they already have a contractor doing all the flat work. They're doing like box diamonds with fake grass in between them, but I'm doing the entry and the floating steps. So you'll see that. I think I have 2 videos ahead of that. But when you see the end shots, I came back the next day. Javier went in the morning at 8 and stripped the final forms, and I showed up about 11 because I had went back to Huntington and I filmed this whole job, and you guys are going to get a really good look of a very talented company. And we made it look easy, and it basically was easy, you know, because I overman everything. I bid it correctly. I'm never undergunned. If I need 5 finishers they wanted to bring, I told them to bring 6. They looked at me, shook their head. Yep, they respect that because they know their workload's going down. I'm not here to kill anyone. If the money's not on the job, West Coast is not there. I mean, look at these things. How would you like to have these at your house? These are just... There's nobody on here going to post this stuff. They have no idea how to do this. And that's why I keep getting more and more people from every state call me, asking me, they don't know where I'm at or whatever. Are you in this state? Are you in this state? I want those steps. You know, I'm just... Check that out. Bam. How's that look? That's going to be your entry for the next 40 years of your life. Wait till it's landscaped and the grass is in. This came out real good. Real proud of it, and I want to thank everyone that watches West Coast. And don't look into too much. Just check out the work. And this is a real channel and a real concrete channel. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Drop a comments, whatever you guys think of them, if you like them. If you want to learn how to do it, give me a call. You can come out. People come from New York, Kentucky, all over, and I've taught them how to do these. That's the driveway, and there's the entryway. Here's the sidewalk to the house. It was 3 feet, and we widened it to 4 feet, the walkway. Redid the entryway. That's that little closet with the hose in it. Not a closet, but like a little step-out patio. There's a really good look. Now that's money, bro. Like I said, it's not bragging if you can back it up. West Coast is killing it. Thank you very much. God bless everyone, and thanks for watching.